For who? For you and me, not for
Intelligence updates from around the nation. Your trusted source for reliable and insightful information.
You are listening to the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network.
Welcome to DC Intel, your go-to source for breaking news and intelligence updates from around the nation. Stay informed with the latest developments, insightful analyses, and comprehensive coverage of key events. Follow us to never miss an important story and join the conversation on what's happening in our country. Together, let's stay ahead of the news.
If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing. And always have the courage to be yourself.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
But from today and from the day I take the oath of office, we will rapidly drive prices down and make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. So as much as you can, do something that you love, work hard, and never, ever give up, and you're going to be tremendously successful. Tremendously successful. Thank you. God bless our military. God bless the memory of the fallen. God bless our Gold Star families. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
You are listening to your source for trusted intel and news. You're listening to Live with DC.
Hey there, it's your favorite president. You need to be listening to my friend DC. He's a trusted source and won't lead you astray.
Thank you for listening to You Host DC, your trusted source for intel and news.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello, 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 hello. It is Tuesday. I believe, yeah, it's Tuesday. It's one of those days that you wake up and you're like, don't know what day it is. But it is Tuesday. And hello from Gotham. It's good to be in the house again here and talking to you all. Thank you so much for listening to me today and taking your time out of your day to be a part of what's going on in America. And I got some good stuff here. Let's jump in here real quick here. We did really good last night. Man, everything's confusing to me anymore. You ever run so many days, you run so much so fast all the time that you get confused of what day it is and all that good stuff. You end up showing up somewhere you shouldn't have shown up at, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And you go, "Oh, I'm messed up. I'm sorry." That's today for DC. Wake up some days and it feels like Friday. All right, here we go. Enough of that junk. Hello from Old Crook County, Illinois. Absolutely. Long little story there for you in Crook County, Illinois. I used to live in Joliet. Also, for a while, was in Hodgkins. Hello, Enforcer. Hello, DC from East Tennessee in the house. Hey, DC, everyone from Kansas City, Missouri. Hello from Madison, Alabama. Hello, DC from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Cool weather day. That's awesome. Let's see here. Hello, all. Jim, ready to rumble. That's right. Hello from Amy in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Hello to you. Hello, DC, here from Statesville, North Carolina. Well, North Carolina is really in the house tonight or today. DC from Smyrna, Tennessee. Good to see you in there. Hello from Cave City, Kentucky. I just passed through there about a week ago. Hello. Let's see here. Hey, they're from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oklahoma in the house. All right. What's up from South Carolina? All right. Wichita, Kansas. Let's see here. Sevierville, Tennessee. Awesome. I love it out there. Love it out there. Yeah, love Sevierville. Gets crowded sometimes, but I love it. Let's see here. Bristol in the house. Hello from Ozark, Alabama. Awesome. Prayers for God to bless you and President Trump. Thank you so much, Joni. Thank you so much. Good afternoon from West Tennessee, Columbus, Georgia. Been there before. Right across from, what is that? Alabama. Let's see, Monroeville, Ohio. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. DC Intel typed in there. No, I'm just kidding. Smyrna, Tennessee. Hope everyone's having a blessed day from Texas. Hello from North Carolina. God bless Texas. DWF in here. All right. Ringgold, Georgia, back in the house. Hello, DC, Connecticut here. Mid Missouri. Happy Tuesday to you too. Good afternoon from Charles City, Virginia. Hey, DC, great show. Oklahoma, thank you so much. DC, greetings from Henderson, Kentucky, Western Kentucky. Okay. Hutchinson, Kansas in the house. Howdy from Amite, Louisiana. Hey, DC, can I sign up to be a guardian, or do I have to do it on a sign on monthly? If you just go online there to our website, just do donation. Put your donation in there, and you can either do it. You can do it all at once, or you can just do it the one time there, and then just come back. We haven't got it set up yet to do the renewal yet. It's a big extra charge with the credit card company, and to be honest with you, it takes it out of the user's pocket. So we're trying to keep it costly. If you do that, also at the bottom where there is a place to make a comment, put in there that you want to be a guardian, and that way we can put you on our list for specifically that. And because the guardians will actually have access to a couple of things we're going to be doing outside of the program here, and that's actually we're working on that now, getting the conference calls together with the guardians, and we'll do a conference call once a month where we actually it's just us on the phone talking and discussing things, and plus some other different things. But anyway, that's how you do that. Just put that in there, and we'll make note of that and get you signed up for that. Central Minnesota, hello. Dallas, Georgia in here. Hello from Kansas. God wins. Yes, he does. Mid Michigan. Hey, do you see what you talk about the CIA owning Bitcoin at some point? We will. I remember reciting the Pledge of Allegiance in school. Yep. I do too, Brenda. I do too. Pride in America is different these days. Pride means entitlement now. At least that's what I think. Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. Brainridge, Georgia. Who else we got? Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Awesome. Hello, DC Patriots from Lenore City, Tennessee. Good deal. Tennessee's representing today. Townsend, Tennessee. Good deal. Butler, Georgia here. Mesa, Arizona. Over here. Pembroke, Texas. West Texas. Ocala, Florida. Patriots from Tupelo, Mississippi. Awesome. Hartsville, Georgia. Crestwood, Illinois. I was born in Cook County, Illinois. Okay, awesome. Hendersonville in the house. Good to have you here, Hendersonville. Greenville, Michigan. Montana in here. Man, I'd like to go to Montana. Montana in here. Let's see who we got here. Just got in from Florida. Hello from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. First time to catch you live. Usually working. Well, awesome. Hopefully you catch it and you like it and come back. That's the goal. To awake America. Longview, Washington. Chattahoochee River. Awesome. Arkansas in the house. Blessings, DC from upstate New York, Aniana. Awesome. Hello, DC from Tennessee. Another Tennessee. Buford, Georgia. Orlando in here. Chattanooga, Tennessee in here. Tupelo Honey Cafe. Winston-Salem in the house. Hello from Kalispell, Montana. McAllen, Texas in the house. Northern New York in the house. The Bayou's back up in here. Hello from my desk. Hello from my desk. Hello, DC. Hello to you, Harley Chick. Missed the last half of the show last night. No, we did not get to Gitmo yet. That'll be this Friday night. Friday night, we will finish up what we started last Friday night on that special, just to keep everybody in line. Cartersville, Georgia. Jasper, Tennessee. Man, we got coming in here today. Missouri, Boo Hill. All right. Pooler, Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, and Austin. If anybody else comes in, we'll try to grab them. Back to the question about Gitmo. I was going to get to it last Friday night. We ran out of time. Also, I had someone tell me yesterday evening, said, you're going so fast and giving so much information, it's just hard to just digest it all. Well, that's why you can go back and replay and take notes. I want you to take notes just for this fact. When you write it down, or you actually think about it, or you really concentrate on it, it starts making sense to you. You can hear it and hear it and hear it, and may not make sense, but it will in the end. So with the Gitmo, all that, it didn't, and that was the thing. Someone already, right after, I think it was Saturday, someone sent me an email, says, you did not touch Gitmo. That should have been the first thing you did. Well, it can't be the first thing I would touch on, because it would make zero sense to start at the beginning of Trump's presidency. But before I start with the Trump's presidency and all the executive orders, I'd start with just Gitmo. That would make zero sense, and therefore it opens up the door for people to go, oh, see, it's not right. It's not. There's no, because you already tell them who's in there, who's been done, and who's getting done, and who's about to get done, and they automatically deny it all because you've given them no facts to back it up. That's why we started when we started. And this Friday we'll do that. So, Texas in the house. Good to see you. Dalton, Georgia. All right, we're good. Lots of stuff to talk about. Little time. So much here. Okay, so yesterday evening I was talking about Aurora, all that going on, and trying to find somebody boots on the ground, and I'm still doing that. And you can have one source, and that's great. You can't really just say something on one source, okay? You have to say something on at least with me, I have to have at least 4 to 5 sources that are exactly lined up before I believe what's happening, okay? Good afternoon from Texas. Good afternoon, Kathy. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But I did get one source last night, which was pretty clear. But before I do that, I want to say something here. I saw something and it kind of bugged me a little bit. For those of you that follow, um, Nancy Drew, Kelly Birdie, whatever you want to call her, follow her. There's, two things, two posts that she posted, and I still want to make contact with her at some point, and I want to do a show with her. I think it'd be really good. But she made a post, and this shows you. Now, let me say this: the amount of work that goes into just what I do here today is it's immense. It's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. Sliding in late, New Bern, but you're okay. We're just getting started. There's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of people. That was one reason why I had to clarify, just the Gitmo stuff yesterday, because I got tons of people just pounding on me because of it. And the reason why, here's the reason why I'm doing things the way I do it. I want you to understand, to have clarity, and then plus not present so much information that you forget and you only focus on one thing, and then you try to debunk that one thing, and you don't have facts. There's so much. This isn't like just coming on here and just throwing a bunch of stuff out there just to try to get some views or whatever. I do want to grow. We want this whole community to grow with like-minded people. Okay, not trolls, not people that just try to stir up the poop pot, but people that are like-minded. Okay, that's why I want to talk with Kelly. Winston-Salem, good to see you. And I want to, I just want to do that. So I'm going to read you something here. And this bothered me because this goes to show you the amount of pressure, non-appreciation, plus also people that just troll other people. Now, she has never once, I have followed her for a while. She's never once tried to, excuse me, she's never once tried to present something that wasn't true. Okay. Her whole thing was to just go into DC, show people what's happening, what's not happening. She's not, and she does ask questions. She'll say, hey, why is this going up, or why is this happening? And sometimes she gets an answer, sometimes she doesn't. We've all seen it. The fences go up, the fences come down. Fences go up, fences come down. Barricades come in, barricades go out. There's all kinds of things. Now, let me just say this: there's all kinds of things that go on in our government, and why they put up barricades and why fences go up that the normal citizen will never understand. But some things are of national security. Okay, that's just how that was. How that is. It's not about, well, we deserve to know. It ain't. We deserve to know a lot, but we ain't given that privilege, right? It doesn't happen. So with Kelly, what she wrote this, and she says, to be quite honest with you, I have absolutely no desire to wake up anyone anymore. I have given my heart and my soul for 4.5 years to provide information and info and facts to everyone that would see what's taking place. You understand what I just said? To see what's taking place. I have faced death threats, having to place my daughter in hiding. I have been swatted multiple times. I have been yanked out of the car between the Capitol and Supreme Court at gunpoint. I've been threatened to be kidnapped while I was in Ocean City. I have had both of my cars vandalized right in front of my home. My new car is at the tune of almost $10,000 in damage. I've been attacked viciously online. I have lost way too many nights of sleep, battled too many episodes of depression and almost nervous breakdowns. I have faced financial devastation that I will probably never recover from. I have lost my entire family. You hear all this stuff that she's saying? I'm so done. Anyone who wants to stay in denial and keep their head in the sand can do so. That's on them. My only desire now is to stay strong enough for those who actually give a crap. I continue to use my platforms to share what I can and continue to dedicate my time an effort to bringing the truth of happenings in DC as often if I can to afford it. The rest of everything that I've decided to put to rest, it's almost killed me no more. And the thing is she's just a citizen that has taken it upon herself, saying, "Hey, I want to go down and document. I want to document. I want to see what's going on. I want to show the American people what's going on." And because of that, she's had to face all this other stuff of people. Plus, also on top of that, all the naysayers online. Hello, Mississippi. All the naysayers online, everyone trying to debunk what she's doing. I mean, how do you debunk her showing on a video a fence being up? Oh, she said this. She hasn't said nothing. Now, here's the thing. I haven't talked to her. I haven't met her. Okay. She don't know nothing about what I'm doing today. I'm doing this because it aggravates me. It aggravates me that we have citizens, we have patriots, people that want America great, that want to show the world what's going on because the news daggone won't do it. And these people like her take these hits. And also take what she puts online and twist it to say she's saying something when she's not. She's doing exactly what I do. I come into your home, into your to your phone, your work, wherever you may be, on Rumble, YouTube, whatever it is, and I present things for you to think, because we have lost our ability to become critical thinkers. We have lost our ability to understand truth. We've been so jaded, and so the veil of mainstream media has been placed over the American people's eyes that we don't know anymore. I'm doing exactly what Rush Limbaugh used to do. That is trying to bring you clarity and bring you a sound voice. I'm not saying I'm Rush Limbaugh, so don't go running with rumors like that. I'm saying I'm doing the same thing that he did. Except now, if he was alive today, he'd be doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay. And we got these people like Kelly that have had to do this. This is ridiculous. And I'm going to bat for her. You have people like remember Richard, the citizen journalist? Y'all remember him? He was on TikTok for the longest time and got real popular. And only thing his job was is to go around and people say, well, what about this going on? What about that going on? And he would drive around to DC and other states. And that was his job. People sent him money to do that. He gets a couple threats. Other things happen to him. And he vanishes like a fart in the wind. He's gone. He's just gone. I personally have talked to him several times. I've even tried to talk to him recently to get him on the show. And it's an absolute no. Because when you realize this fight is legit, it's real. Fight against good and evil. Mustang Medic 2, absolutely. You have to be strong. You really do have to be strong to do this. And as much adversity as she's faced, she's still out there doing it. Kudos to her. And the next post that I'm going to read is from hers. It's another thing that's absolutely true. Okay? Absolutely true. And I say this over and over. She says, real quick, things that need to be said. I wish people would stop sharing that the White House is empty. Okay? Because it's not. It's not. Do I know what goes on there on a day-to-day basis? No. Because I'm not working there. I'm not in there. If I was in there, I'd be saying it. But I'm not. But people sharing this, that the White House is empty. Everything is at Tyler Perry Studios being used. That's not true. Now, let me stop you here. at the beginning of all this, we know for a fact that Joe Biden wasn't yet in the White House, that he was actually at a studio. We have pictures of that. We have video of that. We know for a fact it was a fake set. We saw all of that. But that doesn't mean every single day that we're living in this government to where the White House is empty, nothing happens. No, they still have tours there. When they do, it still is open. But it ain't no wonder that people look at conspiracy theorists and go, man, y'all wackos. Because we take one source of information and we have made it for 3.5 years. Yep. How many times have you all seen it? Yep. White House is empty. Ain't nothing in it. They're going to tear it down, put a water park in. They're going to tear it. No one has said that. Of course, me personally, I said I would truly like to see it taken down when Trump gets in and filled full of concrete, whatever you want to do. I don't care if they make it a graveyard for the Gitmo people. So it can be an example of what not to do. But she goes on to say, that's false. Stop spreading those rumors. Everything you see does take place at the White House. I've literally shown you. While the real Joe Biden has never set foot in there for multiple people playing that role. We have already went over that too. We know. I did this after the show last night. I literally sat down with someone that was still going, I don't understand. And I went through the whole thing with Joe Biden. And it took probably 35 to 40 minutes showing them pictures after pictures after pictures and showing them proof and showing them video and showing that if I went, oh my gosh, they're wearing a mask. Well, yeah. So, she has a great point here, and I'm reading this for specific reasons. So just hang tight there. Of course, we know that there are multiple people that have been playing that role, and we know that for a fact. Do you really think they could have pulled it off for 4 years, almost 4 years with him not being there? Critical thinking is extremely necessary, and that is absolutely true. Critical thinking. That's what this show is. Critical thinking. That is presenting information and you really dissecting it and thinking about it and making decisions based off of it. It doesn't mean one statement. And that's the thing. This whole thing with even Q, one Q drop, and everybody takes that and goes, this is it all the way through this plague book. This is it. That's not true. It's not true. There's multiple facets to things. There's multiple hallways to this. There's all in any kind of plan. There's always a contingency plan and a contingency plan to the contingency plan. Why? Because when you execute a plan, there's always a speed bump or someone walks out or something crazy happens and you have to jump to plan 2 or plan 3, whatever you have to do. But optics matter. How many times have I said that? Optics. It's optics. The show must go on. That's why they're doing what they're doing. This will go down, and I've said this, and I'll say it again. This will go down in history as the greatest scam besides Obama that happened to America. But we have to stop spreading falsehood. The instances she gives, it says people are saying that DC will be flooded and turned into a bird sanctuary. Unreal. I have shown you billions of dollars in construction taking place there. Everything from multiple major buildings, redos, to electric grid and infrastructure. Everything is getting a facelift, as even Trump has said. A couple weeks ago, I was on Brad Barton, and Brad had texted me prior and asked me if he could call me. He called me, which he don't even have to ask if call. He can just call. But anyways, and then he says, hey, I have some people that had some questions and sent them to me. And I want you, can you answer them? I said, sure, I'll do the best of my ability. And so he sent them. And a couple of the questions were just like, what's going on at such and such building? What's going on at such and such building? they're doing construction on this. They're doing this. It looks like they're building an addition. I mean, what? There's no secret calm in those. Okay, if they have scaffolding out there and they're resurfacing concrete or anything like that, then guess what it is, guys? It's no conspiracy theorists. They're just updating a building that's falling apart. Although the one building that was out there, they were actually taking out the cornerstone and taking the contents out of that. If you don't know what the cornerstone is, the Masons, when they would build a building, there was always a cornerstone, the chief cornerstone. That's where it gets biblical. You have to be careful there. But anyway, we're not getting into that. But they build a cornerstone. They'll put a timestamp, date, put all that. And usually behind the cornerstone is a time capsule or something in it. Okay. That's the only thing that was being removed out of one of the buildings. But these buildings aren't being demolished. Now, understand this. There has been a lot of federal employees that have not come back to D.C. to work. But that when we say D.C. is shut down, what we're saying is the political ways are coming to an end. They're being shut down, and they're going to. While I don't, and this is Kelly, while I don't know what the plan is there for our government to fully return, I know for a fact that the history there will not be erased, no matter how bad it is. Not unless there was like some great war or something and it was nuked or something or whatever. I don't know. They're not going to tear it down. For some of you may not agree with that. That's okay. That's just how it is, guys. And she says, this really needed to be said. It just drives me nuts. I just don't care for false. Here's the thing. I don't care if someone spreads false information as long as my name ain't attached to it. Because I'll debunk it every day. How many of you like someone to say something, tell a lie, and then say, hey, they heard it from you? You pretty much don't like that. So I'm going to touch on this real quick here. Friday night, we talked about, we went through from day one, Trump running for president, coming down the escalator, all the way up to all the executive orders, him leaving office, and then the successful transfer of the administration, not to Joe Biden, but to the military. And of course, we have proof of all that and have the military even saying that. So no big deal. Another thing, I wanted to add this, and I said this, if Trump was not the commander in chief, okay, if he was not the commander in chief, the executive orders that have been renewed would have never been renewed under Joe Biden's hand, or Kamala's would have never been done. It has to be done because of a commander in chief redoes it. Now, we'll get to this. Remember, I said the Supreme Court put into effect the difference between laws and orders, right? Laws and orders, also military versus civil. I'm doing this today to just give you a nugget to lead you up to Friday. But the Logan Act, okay? The Logan Act. The Logan Act is a legislation enacted by the United States Congress, 1799, that forbids, here we go, forbids a private citizens from engaging in unauthorized correspondence with foreign governments. Okay. What we have seen, okay, now listen carefully. This act forbids private, everybody say private citizens from engaging in unauthorized correspondence with foreign governments. But what we've seen, and I went over it Friday night, is that Donald Trump, everybody say President Trump. Thank you, class. President Trump meeting with foreign leaders Why is he able to do that? Why is he able to do that? If the Logan Act is a legislation that says he cannot, that no one can do this. Why is he doing that? Because there's only one way to do this, and that is either you're representing the government as an official leader, not making deals like Biden did, not using his position to with doing all these electric deals and all these deals for Hunter. I'm not talking about that. But what we've seen is Donald J. Trump, President Donald Trump, meeting with foreign leaders. Why? Because he is not your former president. He is the current commander-in-chief. That's just one more nail in the conspiracy theory. It's not true. Because it is true. There's no way on God's green earth he could do that. Don't you think for one moment, if he wasn't allowed to do it and he did it, that these Democrats, the demo rats, would not come after him with a noose? Are you serious? Don't you think for a moment that they wouldn't? They would come after him like crazy. They've done it on everything else. Good Lord, they've tried to use Stormy Daniels. It's nuts. It's just nuts. Someone sent me something, or they put it on my comments. Excuse me. And I think we're going to start using this. It says, I used to be a conspiracy theorist. Now I'm a conspiracy realist. You know, with the executive orders we went over the other night, they prove exactly who the commander-in-chief is. Now, we talked about two governments. I had someone to reach out to me, had two or three people reach out to me and says, hey, that can't be. That just can't be. Because if there's no way that we can have a commander-in-chief and a president. It has to be one and one. Who says? Who says? Not true. Because when you have a militarized government, and then you have the civil government, that's like I said, the police are what? Civil servants. It all lines up. It all lines up. That's why they want him not to be able to have. Hang on, thank you so much. Yep, she has. They've just tried to destroy him, and everything. And what they've done is they've let well, it ain't them, it's us. We've let conspiracy theorists say so many different things, and people debunk us that we don't want to fight. We don't want to. If President Trump is commander-in-chief, why did he allow the Afghanistan withdrawal fiasco? That doesn't make sense. Who says he did? If we're talking commander-in-chief, you understand, commander-in-chief is not the president. Although, see, and that's the thing is, if you listen to Friday, we talked about that. How can that be possible? How can that be? Because it just sounds, it can't be possible. Well, how's it possible? Well, when Trump said, when he was inaugurated, he said he's giving power back to the people. Okay? Y'all remember that? And then, day of inauguration, the military's doing the interview, and they said, we will have a successful transfer of power into the military, not into the Biden administration. In case anyone hasn't figured this out, Trump is not Jesus. Trump is not God. Trump does not have all the answers for everything. Okay. That's why you surround yourself, even in life, you always surround yourself with people that are bigger dreamers, better at certain things in life, because the Supreme Court ruling proves it. Absolutely. That's how we grow. And it's the same thing. And I'm serious. I've said this. We've put Trump on this big pedestal, and this will probably tick a lot of you all off. We put him on this big pedestal like he's just the answer to all. And I'm telling you what, pride comes before a great fall, which means the American people need to be very, very careful. We love our candidate. That's fine. We want to support him. That's fine. But we cannot exalt him above God. Okay? Period. Can't do it. What we can do is say, this is our candidate. God, please bless him with the right people this time around him. I thought Trump was a CSU. Well, if y'all want to know, you go back and listen to Friday night show, because we discussed this, how he activated a certain amount of military to active status. And then you have like the National Guard. You have the National Guard, and you have what he activated, because he activated a ton of them to active status, not for the presidency, but for the military part. You have to go back and listen to it. If you have to listen to it 2-3 times, listen to it. It will all make sense to you. All make sense. And this right here is one reason we're here to answer questions and do that. But I also have topics I want to do. But when we get online and we're doing our DC Guardians and we're actually talking, we can actually go more and more in depth to this, and go through some things, and then you'll learn a couple of things that we can't talk about. But okay. So one of the things I had said is, and I'm addressing a email here. One of the things that I had said is, I believe that in the end times, okay, everybody believes in the end times, Revelation, Mark of the Beast, all this stuff. I said I would not be surprised. Hang on a minute. Yes, the man in uniform don't recognize Biden as president or CIC, right? You're exactly right. That's why they turned their backs to him. I don't know if y'all even remember that when Biden was coming down the road, even the police turned their back to him. But anyway, so I'm addressing this here that I got. I'm enjoying your show. I want to say that the church will not be on earth when the mark of the beast happens, but will already be taken up in the rapture before the tribulation and great tribulation. However, the Bible does not indicate the church would not see the world government formed. I believe the church is watching it trying to be formed now, and the church will once the church will be caught up. Here's what I was saying. Whether you're pre-tribulation or post, whatever, I'm not here to argue that. I'm not here to give you a big Bible sermon on it. That ain't my job. That's why the Bible does say, seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling, because everybody's not going to believe the same way. Not on doctrine, not on morals, none of that stuff. You may find like-minded people in some things, like politics, or like this show. Some people like it, some people hate it, some people listen just to debate it. But that's okay. But with this, what I was saying about the church, I'm saying that the modern day church has become so seeker sensitive. Now listen to me clearly here, because I'm not saying anything it's a secret, that's a calm. I'm being point blank here. The modern day church has been so seeker sensitive that we have moved away from the steeple. You remember when you was a kid? Here's the church, here's the steeple, open the doors, see all the people. That is what I'm talking about. We have become so seeker sensitive that we have removed the cross. We have removed anything that symbolizes who we are and what we're about. I'm not against seeker sensitive. I'm not against you going in church, you getting your coffee, getting your donuts, whatever. I don't care what, me, if I go to church, I don't really like donuts. Wish you had a cotton candy machine. I don't know. Maybe make me enjoy church a little better. I'd be a little bit hyped up more on sugar. I don't know. But we become so seeker sensitive that we've lost our identity. We've all been wanting to grow. We've all wanted to, we've moved away from the steeple, the cross, all this that all, and I get it. It's cheaper when you go to build a metal building, but we've built our buildings away from the foundation of the cross. We no longer have a cross in the church. We no longer have anything that's going to offend the seeker sensitive. Since when did we become so sensitive? I mean, seriously, I even seen this last year where churches weren't doing any kind of Easter plays or anything like that because it was so graphic and it was so bad and it caused people depression and all this other stuff. I get it. I don't want to be reminded every year of a gruesome scene that causes traumatic stress. I don't want to see that. But I also need to hear the message of knowing where our Savior came from and what he did for us, that we could be here today to talk about this live. There's a fine line there, but we've become so seeker sensitive, we've lost our identity. We've grown our churches from 0 to 5,000, but yet we have 5,000 or 1,200, but we have zero heart in what we're doing. Zero heart. We've lost it. We've lost it. We've lost our heart. You know why? Because now we no longer need the foundation of the 12 people that helped us start these churches to begin with. The ones that gave sacrifices and really tried to help the church grow. And once the church gets where it supposedly thinks it needs to be, then we have forgotten about the pillars that have held us up and built us to begin with. And not only that, we have totally done away with our heart. We becoming so seeker sensitive that we want to kiss everybody's butt to make sure that they show up to church to get their good frills. But we can't preach the truth because the truth offends, right? Can't put a cross up because it offends. But can't say anything about homosexuality because that offends. Can't say anything about drugs because that offends. Can't say anything. Now our churches, we have to accept all the addiction people. And I get it. You want them saved. I get it. But you cannot build a healthy congregation based off of bringing a bunch of drug addicts into your church that have never been saved and never been changed. It's just a number. Period. I don't even know why I got on this, but congratulations, you get to hear it. But we've lost the heart. And what I mean by that is this. When I grew up, if there was evil going on in the world, you heard about it from your pastor. You heard about it from the podium. You heard about it. They condemned wrong, condemned sin, preached forgiveness, grace, and mercy, and showed it. But we have totally lost that identity. That's why we can have President Trump almost get his head blown off on TV and hardly a daggone person will say anything about it because it's bad for business. Because the seeker sensitive, we got to be careful. We got to be careful because if I say something, they're liable to leave the church. Oh my gosh, their soul could be damned. They could never come back because of what I said. You do not have a church of truly seeker sensitive people. You have a church of a bunch of wussies. They have flimsy wrists and no manhood about it. And you have women that are more brutes and more stout than the men in the house. It's time for church to come back to church. It's time for religion to come back to religious ways. Am I saying condemn people? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there has to be a balance here. We have pastors Absolutely. We're seeing. I got to be careful what I'm saying there, because I know firsthand, Keno Queen. I know firsthand of some of that stuff. Firsthand. You have pastors, and they do. Not every pastor. Just like not every politician's bad. Not every pastor's bad. And this show is not to bash the churches and the pastors. It's to bring your eyes open to what goes on. But you do. We've seen it all over. You have pastors that have raped kids, swept it under the rug, money laundering, drugs. Not too long ago, there was a pastor that was removed from his church, not because the church wanted him to, but because he got busted by the law. But he actually had a room in the church that he was doing that was just for drug deals. After church, before church, you could go down there and shop. It's ridiculous. I'm saying, he used to preach about fire and brimstone, and now it's about, yeah, absolutely. And it was about fire and brimstone. So getting back to my end time thing. So my point was this: the church has become so yellow-backed and so, no backbone at all. We're so scared to offend someone. I'm not saying church should be about offending people. It should be, if the truth of the Bible offends you, then that's not on you. That's not on them. That's on the Bible. Okay? And if you have a pastor that is doing that, then praise God, you better be thankful. You better be thankful. But with the end times revelation, when I said that I believe the modern day church will be one of the culprits in bringing in the mark of the beast, I absolutely 100% stand by that. I have watched the church, modern day church, people that even pastors that I used to really respect, use their podiums to push the vaccination, use their podiums to get people sick. And some of these people have died. And they're saying, pastors, I don't know why God chose to take them. Pastors need to research themselves too. As much as they research the Bible, they need to research their candidates that they're backing. They need to research what they're saying, who they're supporting. They just need to. It can't just be all about Bible. But then you have some pastors say, listen, I could tell you who to vote for, but I can't. I don't feel comfortable about it. But if you see me after church or whatever, I can talk to you about it, and I can tell you who to vote for. What a pansy. What a freaking pansy. If you're going to say that, you might as well stand up and say to the congregation who you want. But here's the thing. You won't. Some of them won't. Not all, but most of them won't, because bad for business. People get mad. People get leave. Because even though a church will stand there and preach against abortion, well, let me say this. Even though they will think abortion's bad, they won't hardly preach against it. And because it's bad for business. So just like they pushed in the jab and opened up their doors, opened up their places because, gosh, we just got to make sure people are safe. We got to open up our doors and make sure everybody gets the jab. Make sure everybody sits 6 feet apart. Make sure everybody, all this junk, just junk. They'll be the same ones that get up, whether you're pre, post, or whatever, rapture. Doesn't matter. These mark my word, guys. You're going to sit down one day and go, holy snot, DC was right. I'm seeing it now on TV. The